So yesterday, Ruby Rose, who, as you know, played Kate Kane in Batwoman season 1, and then she departed from the show, she came out and she threw some pretty serious statements down. And in that video, I said I really question some of the things that she has to say here. Because in her statement, and it's lengthy, I'm not going to go through the whole thing again like this article does. I would encourage you to go watch the video I put out yesterday if you want to know those details. But in that statement, what really caught my eye is when she said she would never come back. And that's where I kind of called some BS, because as I showed you in that video, March 10th, 2021, she was quite open to returning as Kate Kane. I think what led to her throwing down that bombshell that she did is the fact that they recast her in the show. So Kate Kane came back, but they recast her and had this terrible storyline. The show's awful. It's an awful, awful show. Well, Warner Brothers and people from the set of Batwoman, they are firing back, and they have some things to say. I want to go over that. So, according to Deadline, update, 11:30 a.m., Warner Brothers Television, the studio behind the CW drama Batwoman, has released a strongly worded statement in response to former star Ruby Rose's scathing attack on the show. Its producers and former co-star Dougray Scott, as well as the studio's top former executive. So they put this statement out right here. And this is what they had to say. Despite the revisionist history that Ruby Rose is now sharing online aimed at the producers, the cast and crew, the network, and the studio, the truth is that Warner Brothers Television had decided not to exercise its option to engage Ruby for season 2 of Batwoman based on multiple complaints about workplace behavior that were extensively reviewed and handled privately out of respect for all concerned. And then in a separate statement issued Wednesday afternoon, Scott reaffirmed the studio's assessment that Rose was not brought back for season 2 based on multiple complaints about her workplace behavior, adding, "I absolutely and completely refute the defamatory and damaging claims made against me by her. They are entirely made up and never happened." And like I said in that video, she's dropping some serious stuff. She basically Me Too'd that guy. And today's climate, that's no joke. And you shouldn't just do that because you don't like somebody. And I got to say, I'm inclined to kind of believe Warner here, because I've already caught her in a lie, right? She says she doesn't want to come back, but yet here she is saying she was going to return back in March. I remember this because I made a video talking about how she wanted to come back. This is going to damage her career. This gets around. So, maybe them talking about it, that's what happened. Her behavior is getting around Hollywood, and now she can't get work, so she's going to come out and try to win the court of public opinion. And it will work. She was trending pretty much all day on Twitter. They weren't messing around. The mob loves this shit. So, I'm inclined to believe CW and Mr. Scott and Warner on this one, just because, like I said, she's been busted. I can't believe anything she says. I think there's some truths to what she's saying, for sure. I do. I think there's some kernels of truth, maybe. But for the most part, I think Warner and the CW probably really did just part ways with her. I think there was probably some toxicity from both sides, for sure. But I'm not standing on her statement. I'm not going to side with her because, like I said, she's already been busted lying. How can I trust anything she's saying, really? And just throwing that Me Too thing in on that guy out of nowhere, it seemed unnecessary. You don't have any evidence for that. You say there's an army coming for him. Well, where is it? So this is something else in the article here. The rest of it's all what I already went over. So sources close to the situation insist that what Rose paints is a distorted picture of what transpired a year and a half ago, noting that Rose their self was the subject of an internal probe into bad behavior allegations by the studio, with the two sides ultimately opting to part ways. Rose's claim that they were fired is consistent with what was rumored at the time of the actor's exit. As the studio and the producers at the time allegedly agreed to present the departure as Rose's decision, a PR response often used in high-profile cases. So yeah, something's going on here. I assume that she's probably going to fire back and let it be known what she thinks of the situation. I think that there's more to it here, and I'm not so sure I buy her story. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure you subscribe to Yellow Flash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. Usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out.